is important in that equation or in that problem? Cost per ride is 50 cents. So if you want to go on one ride, it costs you not only the $5 to get in, but it also costs you 50 cents per ride. Okay, so we're going to write it as an equation, y equals mx plus b. M stands for the rate of change, or anytime you see the word per, that is your rate of change. This part down at the end, the starting point, is like your one-time fee or your initial fee. So what's the one-time fee that you have to pay to go to the fair? The $5. Okay, so your B value is going to be the $5. Okay, your slope is your like money per ride. So how much do you have to spend to go on a ride? 50 cents. Now, how do I write that?
0.5.
There you go, 0.5. So your slope is 50 cents, 0.5 or 0.50. Good, so now you've got your one-time fee, you've got your cost per ride, and I'm just gonna put them together and write an equation. What does my equation look like for this problem?
Y equals 50x plus $5.
0.50x, yep, plus $5, good. Because it's 50 cents per ride, so X is the number of rides you're gonna go on, plus that one-time fee of $5. Good, so now you've got your equation written. Now, step 2 is, it says, if your parents gave you $20, whoa, I'm sorry, I did not mean to do that. If your parents gave you $20, I want to figure out how many rides I can go on.
40.
How'd you get that?
20 divided by 0.5, you know.
So that's really close. So here's what Jada's saying. She's going, why? Why 30 and not 40? Ah, you got to minus that 5 that's there too. So essentially, here's what you're doing. You are plugging in 20 for your Y value. You're saying it cost me $20 in total. That's how much money I have. So you have $20 and you still want to figure out how many rides you can go on right here. That's the X. That's what you're trying to figure out. So before you can divide by 0.5, you have to subtract the $5 that's there because you're trying to get the X all by itself. So subtract 5. And you get 15 equals 0.50 X. And then the last step is divide by the 0.5 or 0.50. So how many rides can you go on? 30. 30 rides. So you were right, but you also have to remember to take away that initial fee before you can divide. But you pretty much got the idea. Okay? And so all the ones on the front look like this, slope-intercept form. So all of them are going to be given a rate, your per, and then all of them are going to be a starting point, your B. Let's do number 2, and then I'll let you try 3 and 4 without me. All right, number 2 says, while your family is visiting Deep Creek Lake, ooh, you and your mother decide to go boating. The rangers charge $6.50 per hour in addition to a $25 deposit to rent a canoe. If you wish to rent a canoe from 12:30 to 3:30 p.m., write and solve a linear equation to find the total cost to rent the canoe. So first step is I need to identify my rate and I need to identify my one-time or my initial fee. Ooh, well, actually, before I do that, I should probably highlight some important info. What's some important information in that problem? Yep. $25 deposit. There's one more important piece of information. Yeah, I'm going to use the canoe from 12:30 to 3:30. How many hours is that? It's 3 hours. Yep, so that's important. Okay. So we're going to write down our slope or our rate, and then we're also going to write down our one-time fee. So which one of those is your B value, your one-time fee? the 25. What's your slope or your rate?
650.
650. So now I'm going to take those two pieces, write my equation. Y equals 650x plus $25. There's your equation. Woo. Okay, now it says if you wish to rent the canoe from 12:30 to 3:30, so for 3 hours, I want to actually solve the equation. Where do I plug in the 3? Do I plug it in for the y or do I plug it in for the x? Which one? Y. Good. So this is saying $6.50 per hour. So the X has to be what you're going to plug in your 3 for. So I'm plugging in my 3 for my X, and then I'm just going to go straight across and solve it like a regular algebra problem. So what is 650 times 3? What?
I'm just kidding.
What is it?
It's like 20.
19.5.
Okay, yeah. Woo. Yeah, be careful. I think you've got a decimal maybe. And that makes a very, very big change, right? Because you're telling me that I have to spend like hundreds of dollars. That's aggressive. Yeah. Passes right behind the beware sign there. I have to lift that thing off of it. Yep. Mm-hmm. So your total is 44. Huh? $44.50, and because we're talking about money, we're gonna be really careful to put the dollar sign next to it. Talking about money. Okay, I would like you to try. Well, actually, no. How about we do this? I'll do 2 more on the back as well. I'll do examples of 2 on the back, and then you guys will have the last ones to do for both sides. Okay.
Yep.
So that is slope-intercept form, front side. Flip it over to the back. We'll do 2 on the back side.
Oh, you're giving us 4 questions. Thanks.
Right? Okay. Now, on the back side, I am also going to give you some equations in standard form. Who remembers what standard form looks like?
It's just plus B.
Close.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Plus by equals c. So it looks like that. It's where the y is not by itself. The x and the y are together. Okay. I use standard form when your problem has 2 different objects, okay? So we use this when my problem relates 2 different objects. And I'll show you what I mean. 2 different objects. So, number 5 says, Sam ordered 2 tacos and 3 enchiladas, yum, for lunch at a restaurant. His bill came to $7.80. If enchiladas were $2 each, write and solve a linear equation to find the cost of each taco. Okay, so I'm going to take one of the letters to represent a taco, one letter to represent an enchilada, and it doesn't matter which one I choose, but I'm going to write down whatever it is that I choose. So I'm going to use X for my tacos, and I'm going to use Y for my enchiladas. You do have to write, you have to label which one's which when you're doing problems like this. Okay.
What?
Some very, very inexpensive tacos right now. Okay, so a taco is $2 each. And do we know what how much the enchiladas are? What? Oh, sorry, my bad. I was looking up there. Sorry. He ordered 2 tacos. That's what I was trying to say. And he ordered 3 enchiladas for lunch. But I don't know what the cost is for a taco. Thank you, Carly. I know that an enchilada is $7, or sorry, wow, I'm really losing it. An enchilada is $2. Okay, so I'm gonna write an equation in this form here that says, when I add together the number of tacos and the number of enchiladas, it should give me what my total bill is. What was the total amount of money he spent?
$7.80.
Okay, so it should equal $7.80.
$6 for the enchiladas alone.
Well, we're gonna find out. How, well, no. So you're saying 2 tacos, 3 enchiladas are 2 different things, 2 different variables. So you can't put those 2 together. You can't multiply 2 and 3 because they're 2 different variables. Right. Okay, so look, I've got 2 tacos, 2x, plus 3 enchiladas is 3y. Because y stands for enchiladas. There's my equation written in standard form. It says 2 times the number of tacos. I had 2 tacos, 3 enchiladas. In total, it was $7.80. That's the equation. But you know what other piece of information? The enchiladas were $2 each. So I'm going to plug that into this equation right here. Am I plugging that in for the x or for the y? For the y. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to put 2x plus 3 times, I'm plugging in a 2, equals 780. You were right. Now I understand what you were trying to say. My fault. I did not understand what you were saying. Now we're just going to do some algebra, right? We're trying to get x by itself. So we know 3 times 2 is 6. So it was $6 just for those enchiladas. Now, no, I think enchiladas are mostly cheese, aren't they? There's also meat. There you go. Things I didn't know. More things I can't eat.
I forgot to show you something.
So thank you. All right, so that means you spent $1.80 for your 2 tacos. So to figure out what each one is, you're just going to divide by 2. What do you get for your total amount for a taco?
90 cents.
90 cents. Good. So an x, your x equals, and again, put a dollar sign to show that we're talking about money. So 1 taco costs 90 cents.
Where are they selling tacos there now?
I don't know where tacos for 90 cents are, but like that's where I want to be.
Look at that.
I want a taco for 90 cents. You are so funny.
Some tacos are $1.
Well, I need to go wherever that place is because I need dollar tacos. All right, we're going to do one more. I'll do number 6, and then I'll let you guys try the last 2 on both sides. Okay, number 6 says, ticket at a school play costs $4 in advance or $5 at the door. Total ticket sales for an evening production were $440. If no tickets were sold in advance, write and solve a linear equation to find out how many were sold at the door. So there are 2 different variables here. What are the 2 different variables? Good. Tickets in advance and tickets at the door. So I'm going to put X is my tickets in advance. And I'm going to use Y for my tickets at the door. It doesn't really matter, again, like what letters you use, what order you decide to do it in, but you do have to physically write and tell me what you're using for each. Okay. So I know tickets in advance cost $4 and tickets at the door cost $5. How do I write that as my equation? Now hold on, we're not writing in a y equals form. 4x plus 5y equals what? Equals 440. Good, because in total I've
That's
spent,
standard form, right?
that's standard form. Yep, so if I ever give you two different variables, you should write it in standard form. There's your equation. Now, it says no tickets were sold in advance. What should I plug in? 0 for which number? For which one? No. X. Because it's talking about no tickets were sold in advance. So that means you're plugging in a 0 for your X. That would make 0. So you could really have skipped that step, but I'm writing it in because we're practicing and I want to make sure we have good notes. Yes, this does make 0. It cancels out. So you've just got 5y equals 440. And so what's your last step to get the y by itself?
Divide.
Divide by 5. What do you get for your y value? 88 what? Tickets. Okay, so as you're writing your answers, you do have to label them. They've got to label them. Like we labeled money in our last ones. We labeled tickets for this one. It is very imperative that you label your problems. Okay. We've got a little bit of time left. I'm going to give you about 15 minutes to finish the last 4, and then the last 5-ish minutes of class will check them. Okay. So take some time right now. You're going to finish number 3 and 4 and number 7 and 8. Okay, so I'll leave it like that so you can see that one. Finishing 3, 4, 7, and 8, the last 2 on both sides. And we'll go from there.